Big Dilly.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited you're here. Today, I, Big Dilly, am going to make a case for the Underdog 110 RPM hand cannons. I know I can hear the groans. They aren't meta. I assure you, I'm not trying to argue that they're meta. I just want to make a case that they are much better than what people give them credit for. And I would say, personally, that they belong in your quick play regular Crucible rotation. They are fun to use. You don't use them that often. And for the case that I'm going to make for them, they're actually pretty good. And come Beyond Light, I hope that they're going to get even better. So, I want to go over 3/4-ish things today. First one is flinch. These things are flinch machines, and I mean flinch machines. Their ease of use. These things have so many things going for them in the ease of use department. Range and their lethality. Because yes, they do have some lethality, and it's pretty common knowledge. A lot of people know how to do it. It's two-tapping. That good old two-tap. It gives you that tingly feeling when you start wrecking people and they have no clue where that came from. The slow fire and off meta hand cannon just clapped the entire team. Alright, so first on the list is flinch. A little nugget of information, little juicy tidbit that a lot of people don't know is that they have intrinsic high cal rounds. I didn't know this either. I found this out a little while ago, but they have intrinsic high cal rounds, which means they do more flinch. Now this perk used to be the meta, part of the meta at least. They used to do a ton of flinch. Now I believe it was adjusted in a sandbox update where it doesn't do as much flinch anymore, but it still does flinch and it still helps. So you got intrinsic high cal. The second part is high damage. They do 91 to the head and 50 to the body. That's a lot of burst damage, and I believe that higher damage, burst damage guns do more in the flinch department. So like a 50 to the head isn't going to do as much as a 91 to the head. So you got that flinch going for it. Now, you've got two perks that you can roll besides high cal, because I don't think high cal can roll on 110s. That would be crazy. Double high cal, you just yeet them off the map without a second thought. So two perks, explosive and timed payload. So explosive payload makes a little explosion when it hits them, and it splits the damage into two parts. Now, the total damage is still the same for crit and body, so you're not going to do more damage. But what it does is it does a little flinch and it does a little flash on their screen. Now, it's not a lot, but you've already got intrinsic high cal, you've got that high damage. All these things kind of mix in together to just mess with people's heads. Just mess with them. Screwing up their aim. They're like, what the heck is going on? I can't win this crap. You expect me to work in these conditions? So, timed payload is similar to explosive payload, but it's on a delay. So it's got a little bit of a nuance to it. It does extend the time to kill by a little bit. It's not by much. In game speed sense, it's inconsequential. But what it does is it double flinches. So you've got the initial bullet, which does the high cal and the high damage to flinch. Then you've got an explosive payload shot that's delayed, that flinches them again. So now, for each kill, you're flinching them 3 times, maybe 4 if your aim, it's just not on today. Now you're just adding more flinch. So whether you get the kill or not, you're messing with them. You're adding a little salt to the wound. All right, so next on the list, we've got range. Now the perks that I just talked about, explosive, timed payload, these also play into the range department. I don't believe they actually extend the range that it takes to kill someone, but what it does is it extends the range that you take more than optimal TTK to kill. So normally it's 3 shots to kill, but what it does is it pushes the 4-shot, 5-shot, 6-shot range to kill. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would I want to be taking 6 shots? Well, normally in the range that it would take to take maybe 5 to 6 shots, now with explosive payload or timed payload, you're now taking 4 shots. Or in the range that you have to take 7 shots, you're now taking maybe 5 or 6. So you're lowering technically the TTK, but this is extreme range TTK. Now, When we want to talk about extreme range, the explosive and timed payload damage never goes down. So that means at a minimum, you're always going to be doing that extra damage that the timed and explosive payload is. So that means your fall off floor may be hit, but the explosive and timed payload doesn't have a damaged fall off floor. So you can team shot from basically across the map. You might be using your whole magazine, but you can still get a kill from that distance. If you're talking about like a 150, no way. No way. They're blanking shots at that distance. They're doing absolutely nothing. But with a 110 with explosive or timed payload, even if you're just hitting bodies, you're doing like 35, 40 damage at that range. That's a good chunk of damage for that far away. Now your teammate gets a high impact snipe body shot. They did 150 damage. Now you just got to put a couple shots in from really, really far away. It hits way past its range, and people do not expect it. They trust me, they don't expect it coming. So another thing that helps you with the range is the fact that they just do so much damage. So they do 91 to the head. Now you could go for the 1 crit 2 body or the 2 crit 1 body depending on the resilience. Most of the time you can get a 1 crit 2 body in the current meta. Or you could go for the 3 crit, which is really easy because of the slow rate of fire. You could go for the 3 crit, and because you're doing 91, you can drop all the way down to 63-ish damage, I believe, whatever total of 189 damage. You can drop all the way down to 63 damage before you're actually not getting the kill. 91 to 63 is a big gap, and each damage point you're going down is another bit farther than what you could if you weren't shooting that hard. So like a 150 RPM hand cannon does 68 to the head. You've only got 5 damage per shot before you're out of range. That happens fast. 91 to 63, that's a big range. So, the last thing is the high intrinsic range stat in the range department. I'm going to go hop over to light.gg and I'm going to show you kind of where these guys sit compared to other hand cannons in the range area. Alright, so here I'm on light.gg, and if you guys don't know about light.gg, it's a database of all of the stuff in the game. You can go here, look through all of it, check stats, filter stuff by season, all sorts of stuff. It's a great resource. So anyways, I digress. I got a few 110s pulled up here. All of these, I believe, are going to be sunset come next season, besides the newer Criminal's Dagger. It's the same role, but if you acquire it now during these Iron Banners, and I believe all the Iron Banners are over with, so either way, it'll have a Season of Arrival symbol here instead. And I also believe True Prophecy isn't being sunset yet because it came out in Season of the Worthy. So anyways, take a look here at Bad News. We've got a range of 60, which is pretty good. This is base with nothing, no attachments, nothing on it. Criminal's Dagger, 64. Criminal's Dagger is pretty high. Good old Duke here, got 68. This is why everybody used Duke. 68 base range is nuts. That's what you are trying to achieve with perks on some other hand cannons. 58 is not bad. True Prophecy, 62. So you get the idea. They're all in the 60s to high 60s. Now if you look at the meta hand cannon right now, it's Dire Promise. 45. That's not very good. Rose is an old favorite, way back in Opulence. 44. Not good either. And the previous meta champion, 39. Now these guns can get good rolls to bump up their range, but these guns like 110s, they start off that way. So that's another bonus that they have going for them. Alright, so the last area that I want to cover is the ease of use category. These things shoot slow. Now you might be wondering, why is shooting slow a good thing? Shooting slow is a good thing because of the way hand cannons work. Hand cannons do all their damage in single shots, and they have a big delay between them, which means the reason that a lot of people believe hand cannons in general are easy to use is because you don't really have to be aiming the entire time. You can kind of do like flick shooting. You only really have to be aiming when that next bullet comes out. Something like an auto rifle, You can't do that. You can't flick between bullets because it shoots too fast. But you can with hand cannons, and these shoot even slower than 150, so you've got plenty of time to make sure that your reticle is on target. So it makes it really easy to go for those 3 crits, even though you don't have to. Alright, so the last thing under ease of use is their low crit to body shot ratio. You can kill in 1 crit to body for most resiliences, on the resiliences that are used anyways. And higher resiliences, you do have to go for that 2nd crit, so 2 crit, 1 body. But the resiliences that most people run in this current state, because everyone wants high recovery, that's the term I was looking for. Everybody wants high recovery. Low resilience is very common. Like, I'm a Titan, and I'm still only running like 17, 20, 20-ish resilience, which means that you could 1 crit 2 body me. That also plays into the ease of use category. So, sum everything up, we've got high flinch, intrinsic high cals, high damage, you could run explosive or timed payload, got range, range, range. Got explosive timed payload to put that multiple shots out there. You can engage people at a really far distance. Got high range stat, hopefully be getting buffed in Beyond Light, which will make it even better. Really, really easy to use. They shoot slow, they got a low crit requirement, and the final thing is lethality. They're not lethal on their own, but with Rampage, you can 2-tap. I'm not sure if Swashbuckler can 2-tap, but I don't think any 110 has Swashbuckler right now, so we don't have to worry about that. You got Kill Clip can 2-tap, Multi-Kill Clip can 2-tap, Frontal Assault on the Titan can 2-tap. I'm not sure if the One-Eyed Mask can 2-tap. I think it might be able to. You've got Inertia Override can 2-tap. You've got the Empowering Rift. You've got all these sources of 2-tapping. Oh yeah, Sunspots. I almost forgot about those. Anything that raises your damage up to above that 189 threshold is gonna let you 2-tap. Now 2-tapping is fast. I believe it's 0.55 seconds. You're getting into last word range. Now, those of us on PC, we're probably like, who cares about last word? On console, you could 2-tap too. But last word on console is cracked. You can hit that optimal TTK a lot, and it's really fast. If you have 2-tap in 110, you could compete with that. Now, it's not that often, but combined with all of the other points I've said before, flinch, ease of use, range, this culminates in a hand cannon that is very serviceable. So, I rest my case. Over all those factors, flinch, ease of use, range, lethality, I believe that 110s are in an okay spot now, and I would encourage you to go use them just to have fun. Destiny's all about having fun. So go out there, grab a 110, flinch the crap out of people, toss something at them that they're not expecting, and have some fun. Alright everybody, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for coming and watching. If you like what you see, consider dropping a like and maybe even subscribing. Until next time, big love, big Dilly!